Ah, it feels good to have all those X's on the screen. Look at that. 4 sigils, 3 stars, kicking ass. All that's left is 6 and 7. And so far we have a 100% clear rate, so maybe going back to worlds A and B and clearing out the stars I missed won't be that tough after all. In fact, I'm able to get... If I get every star here, I'll already be able to do a second star world, which means I'll be down to just the last... What, the last third? No, I had to get something here before I get in the first star road, I think, so I'll have just over 1/3 left, I think, if I get overall. I don't know, whatever. I'll probably have like roughly 10, 11 or 12 to do if I get all of them here. So, 3 reds, 1 star. What's gonna happen here? Any talkie? Nothing yet. Okay. Ooh, behind us. Elohim talks about how the world arose from hidden words. What if those words were "let there be eternal suffering"? What if they had no purpose? What if all this is just randomly synthesized from the garbage of a dead world? Sheep. Our purpose can only be achieved by not contemplating purpose. Samsara. Shut up, Samsara. Don't you know that you're futile anyway, because of the fact that you talk about you know everything that you know about yourself, like you know your past selves, so you remember everything. I guess maybe was it that, I don't know which Samsara it is though, because I don't keep track of numbers. That could be a younger Samsara. I don't know if these are all supposed to be chronological in order. Interesting. We have a QR code here, but I can't read it because it's covered in foliage. I wonder. I downloaded a QR code reader specifically for this series, so I'm curious about whether it will scan or not, or if it's too obscured for the QR code itself, too. I guess we'll find out, right? Let's see. I don't think my QR code scanner on my phone is going to work. It would appear that we need to uncover this somehow, probably by killing these vines or getting an axe or something, or maybe that's just a QR code that's lost forever. It does look smaller than normal, too. Yeah, that in itself is kind of strange looking. But yeah, it's funny, I downloaded a QR code scanner specifically so I could scan the QR codes that don't work in this game, because at the beginning there were some, and then that never happened again, so I never had to use it a single time. So I've never used it before on any QR code still, so let's check out what our note says. Faith, Thank You, and Human Soul. So Faith. By Neil Macrober. Subject, Stray Thoughts at Midnight. Dearest brother, I admit I am finding it very difficult to believe in a loving God under these circumstances. Why would a loving God inflict such pain and suffering in good, kind people? If truly there is a personal God, how can he be the same God who will subject those children to such unbearable pain? I remember all the answers we were taught, yet none of them seem believable now. I don't want to stand in front of people and preach something that I don't feel in my heart. Better to have doubts than to be a hypocrite. And yet I also cannot deny the experience that led me to this vocation. So what is the truth? Perhaps it is that I neglected the mystery of God, used "He moves in mysterious ways" as an excuse rather than the terrifying acknowledgement it truly is. Perhaps I made God too human. If the universe has a purpose, does that not mean that it revolves around us? A sobering thought, but are we not supposed to be humble in the face of the divine? With love, someone that we don't have a name of, apparently. Oh, it says Neil Macrober on the top, though. There's so much stuff to unpack from some of these conversations, it's hard to process sometimes. So obvious questions of how can a god do such terrible things, of course. If the universe has a purpose, then does that not mean that it revolves around us? But we're supposed to be humble. It's one of those contradictions you have to look at, I guess. Thank you.eml. From Sunway Young to Alexandra Drennan, subject, thank you. I was talking way too fast and tripping over my own words, because I'm an idiot. Dear Alexandra, as we approach the end, I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate this chance to finish my work on Soma/Talos. My faith makes death a far less frightening prospect than it is for others. I know we have all died many times before, but the thought of leaving the world the work unfinished did weigh on me. For having released me from that burden, I will forever be thankful to you, even if our attempt itself fails. Interesting seeing it listed as Soma/Talos, just because I can't help but think of the fact that the upcoming horror game from the developers of the infamous game Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the horror game that will be forever associated with PewDiePie, unfortunately, and it's kind of not their fault, but whatever. Their next game's called Soma. which is some sort of code name for some sort of fucked up project that a scientific company is working on. So having them talk about a project called Soma and knowing a game's coming out where a scientific group has some sort of thing called Soma and is a horror game is kind of chilling. All right. I will be forever thankful to you, even if our attempt itself fails. Though there are trillions of worlds beyond this one, I hope we may meet again in another life. With love, a lot of hex code. And then human soul.txt. If all machines were to be annihilated at one moment, so that not a knife, nor lever, nor rag of clothing, nor anything whatsoever was left to man but his bare body alone that he was born with, and if all knowledge of mechanical laws were taken from him so that he could make no more machines, and all machine-made food destroyed so that the race of man should be left, as it were, naked upon a desert island, we should become extinct in 6 weeks. A few miserable individuals may linger, but even these, in a year or two, would become worse than monkeys. Man's very soul is due to the machines. It is a machine-made thing. He thinks as he thinks, and feels as he feels, through the work that machines have wrought upon him, and their existence is quite as much a sine qua non for his as his for theirs. Talking about the fact that, I don't know about the soul part necessarily, but it is true that our entire society is based on machines. So when you actually get touched upon this by shows like Revolution. Can you tell I watch a lot of sci-fi and and apocalyptic movies and television shows and books and shit? Jesus Christ, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass every time we come up with anything now. The show Revolution is a show that had 2 seasons and then got canceled, unfortunately, but the first season was kind of bad, so it kind of felt like it deserved it, but then the second one got so much better that I kind of felt bad that it got canceled. That's a show where, through a surprise catastrophe, which is explained in the show eventually, all electricity is just eliminated all at once, which probably sounds like some sort of bullshit thing, and it might still be bullshit when they explain it too, but the explanation's better than you might think it is from the outset. But all electricity is gone, so that means most of what keeps mankind, and specifically governments, intact is gone. We can't communicate. We have no infrastructure, so everything falls apart. And so many people die due to starvation because the way that we have so much food is in part due to our machines and our crazy society. Even that means even cars and stuff like that wouldn't work, because electricity is used in some way in even those devices and in our farming machines and everything. You'd have to hand plow at that point. And the only reason why we're able to support having so many billions of people on the planet is because of our crazy agricultural and money system and food systems that would completely crumble without certain elements of it. And yeah, so maybe not our soul, but we would certainly crumble without our machines. We may not go extinct, but we'd at least go back to Native American levels of population, which could be better for things that aren't human on this planet, but I wonder how many of us there have been. Sheep. Now they're questioning the fact that we're surrounded by people, and we're all evolutions of one thing. All of the people I'm talking to are also iterations of me, which is what makes this pretty interesting. We have more paint. Don't know if I really want to bother with that right now. What's back here? Keeping a look around my environment like usual. We have a diagonal surface I could walk up probably, unless I'm gonna awkwardly... Did they set up the hitbox so I can't walk on it? Looks like it. Either way, it doesn't look like it gives me much opportunity to get anywhere anyway. Taking a quick look-see-daisy around. Obviously we have an audio... I should just grab the audio log, because then I can look around in silence.
This is all ego, isn't it? Recording these random thoughts, these letters to the future. Just a desperate grab for immortality. But you should know, yes, this was my idea, my project. But so many people helped. People I don't even know. People I haven't even met who can do things I don't even begin to understand. That if we succeeded, if someone's listening to this, I really can't take credit for it. What we achieved together. And if we fail, well, it doesn't matter.
That had a sense of finality to it. It's obviously not the last audio log in the game, because there's still gaps here. That was like 12. We have to find 13 and 14. But that might be the last one we find in the main campaign. I'm wondering if that tower has levels in it, which looks like it might. I don't know why I looked in this direction. There's no tower here, but if that tower has levels in it, which I suspect it might, I wonder if it's going to have computers in it for more story, or if we're reaching the end of everything, because we're definitely... All of the computers became more and more focused on the actual apocalypse and people literally being at the end, and this one, even this audio log has a sense of finality to it, so I'm wondering if we're going to come to a conclusion. It's S again, the progeny of Dog, who's certainly turning insane over time. There is no reality. Words lie. Images are soldiers in the dictatorship of the senses. Even these words are part of my oppression. Undo the brain. Everything should be demolished. This is my dream, mine. It must obey my rules. I refuse to accept your reality. S is not of a good way at the moment. Oh, dragons. I didn't even notice these at first. I walked right past them and didn't notice. It's like, look at the happy dragons. That's like the type of silly dragon statue you'd see at like a park for children. At least when in my town, when I went to go to the park on the hill with all the jungle gym type shit in it, there was a giant dragon you could walk around on, which was always a really cool thing to see as a kid. Also, we see a pond here. Probably not useful immediately, but we'll see. Anyway, L shape. Just connector and block, it looks like. Okay. Circumlocution. Okay. We have a connector, so right off the bat, let's connect this to things if we can. Do we have a blue in here I can connect to? There it is. But I can't get it to connect until I get something to keep the door open, which I may not be able to do. Yep. I need to look around for something that'll keep this door open, because my current system will not accomplish this for me. We have a little death machine in there, hanging out right by the door of our objective, so that's going to be a pain in the ass, potentially. We have a connector here. Interesting. Oh, jammer. Hello, jammer. I can use that to bring this in here and open the next door. Obvious solution. I also may as well, let's just connect it to this thing too, why not? Can I connect all these things at once? Nope, I can't. Let's just focus on getting these first things out of the way then. Oh, there's another connector in here. Okay. Things are expanding quickly in a way that's going to probably confuse me. So, obviously we have a connector here I can connect to, and one here. Things are expanding throughout the entire network now. What am I going to find in here? We have a block. That could be useful. Anything out here in the wilderness? Like a note? Nope. Okay. We have a window. That's usually windows are used for something. We usually don't just have them for no reason, so that's probably going to come up. And here we have a blue. Okay. So, I would say that we're given this block to put it on that step so I can take the jammer forward. Because if I can take this jammer with me, then I can use it on that currently blocked door, which may be our only way of proceeding right now. Alright, so here we are in that place where I pointed before, so this is already open. And straight ahead is one of those other connectors we've seen. Keep an eye on walls for extra notes like this one. Epitaph, child program 1.1.000, codename Sam, terminated here. Logic, seriously unfit for purpose. Final memory dump. Progeny programs all. Wow. Progeny programs all. So Sam was the original program. And he was just awful about this, apparently. And he apparently died here, which is crazy. This is so late in the game, and everyone came from Sam. Can I go in here? No? That's strange looking right there. That's a doorway, isn't it? It's like a cemented over looking doorway, and it's inside this wall. I feel like they might have mushed these particular polygons together. I mean, these models together in a way that didn't necessarily fit. Okay, so here's our new one. If I can connect it, I can connect it, right? Alright, that's every single door open now. The question is what do I do with this asshole, of course. The only way to proceed past this guy would be to use a jammer, it would appear. Oh, there's a star way over there. Look at that. Let's zoom in on that. You can see a star out there behind that barrier, wherever that is. So, we have a predicament here. So, I assume we're gonna have to get a jammer just behind a door at some point. Huh. Let's think about this. So a jammer is going to have to just get behind a door, so I'm gonna have to unjam this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to bring this with me real quick. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to manually disable that. Is there a way to manually disable this, or is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I was confused for a brief moment there. So I need to connect this just right so that it connects to both these things. Does that make it? That makes it. Okay, that was a little awkward. I could have set that up better, but I didn't feel like moving it. Okay, this lets me take the jammer deeper in. So now I can jam this door from the opposite side, which means I can take this connector with me now. But now the jammer's on the inside of the door, so I can safely unjam it, and it won't be much of a big deal. I may have to go back and do this again with another connector, so that'll be annoying. But I'm gonna see if I can make it this time around. So we're gonna go ahead and connect this to this. My issue, of course, is that there's another connector past this one, so let's see. I need to, oh wow. So this is gonna be a problem because I need to somehow get a connector like in this room, basically. Like right here or something. It has to connect to that one, of course. So let's see here. Where's my extra connector? This one's opening this door. I'm probably gonna have to take this jammer with me and backtrack a bit. I need to solve this puzzle in a way that involves bringing some of the components of the puzzle through with me. So preferably I can take this one with me, because this one isn't such a big deal. As long as it's connected to this window, I'm in good shape. Let's try to get the best angle I can. There we go. The more forward it is, the better of an angle I probably have. Okay. So from this perspective, it'll be available from better angles. Okay, so I need to bring this with me, which means I need to jam. First of all, let's move this so it's connected again. There we go. So I need to jam this. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to take the first one. That laser I brought with me, I'm gonna have to take with me again. I'm gonna have to move multiple lasers at once. So let's do what I was doing a second ago, but let's see if I can slowly sort of jimmy all of the lasers, the connectors, I mean, further through the maze over time. So if I can do that, I'll be golden. So, oh, there's a window here. That's vital. So with this window, I can skip this sequence. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move this. If I move this further in this direction, I'm good. I need to be in line of sight with this window as best possible. It's probably the best way to go. Okay, so now I can grab. First of all, grab this to connect it all again, but then I can use this one to sort of circumvent. See, can I skip straight across? I can. Okay. Which means I can safely remove this one without really breaking anything. Oh, shit. So that's still a problem. Okay. But what about the jammer? Right, I can take the jammer out, because I did this door already. So now I can take the jammer with me in here. Jam this door to take this one with me. There we go. So we're circumventing part of the puzzle, so which means I can take the stuff further and further with me. Oh wow, this can self-perpetuate right here. See if I can put it in just the right spot. There we go. Oh. See if I can just barely connect this one too. Come on. There we go. Now it's perpetuating itself through a new angle, which is good. That means we can keep the doors open even when I disconnect them. Very good. I'll take this jammer with me. I don't need it in there anymore. I'm gonna have to jam this from behind though, because nothing's gonna be holding it open in a second here. Hopefully I'll be able to proceed quite a distance now. This is fun. I still like the laser puzzles. They're always fun to do. They are fun to do. Okay. So now we're this far, which is good. Concern though is that let's see. Should I be moving the laser in a better position maybe? I'm trying to think about this one. If I fuck up and move things wrong, I'm gonna lose my laser connection. So part of me wants to move that one to a better position, but if I move it, I'll lose connection here, which makes it more difficult to move things around. But I can create a secondary power source to move that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use this again as a secondary power source while I move these lasers into a better position. I'll need it as an extra power source to keep things open. Okay, so now it's time to position as close to this window as possible at this kind of angle, so that we can get a nice angle through this window potentially. This might not work as planned. All right, so I'm basically back to a position I was in earlier. There's our piece outside. There's a piece inside. Here's the piece by the door. And I think this is all I need to solve the puzzle. I can't remember what my thought process was earlier when I somehow messed this up, because I had things like set up earlier. Oh, right. What happened is I think that one outside was in a slightly bad position, so I couldn't proceed properly. But now I should be set. Because I was so close, I got so confused by the process, I think, that I had troubles getting back out of it once I got in the position. Oops. There we go, connection made. Now I just need to jam the monster itself. And not stand in front of any of these lasers long enough to make them interrupt, hopefully. Okay, so, jammed, done. I think I was a moment away from fixing this earlier and I fucked it up somehow. So, there's number 42. It's funny because I think at this point I've actually found more red pieces than I've found anything else in this game, so sorry if you just heard desk noises. I think now I've found more red than I ever did find green or anything else, so let's see how I can proceed from here. So this is important. I've opened that gate up by solving this puzzle, which means I can proceed to connect other things if I want to. Question is, what is there to connect to? Is there a weird green thing out there? What is that? That's a Minecraft sword. There's a Minecraft sword over there. How do I get to the Minecraft sword? Also, why is there a Minecraft sword? That's weird. That's a weird thing to put in your game. I can go get that box. Let's see. So now we can cut elements out of this puzzle because of the way the things are connected. So, connection. Ta-da! Network of crazy lasers. Going cray-cray and shit. Okay, so this one's pointless now, right? Except for the part where if I move it, I'll get stuck. So, jammer, jam. Pick this up without getting stuck. There we go. And then go back to jamming the horrible monster. Okay, so now we're back outside. We're all set. Let's see. So now I could put one of these down on here instead of the block. There we go. So now I can put the block on this asshole's head. Oh. Didn't think that through very well. I can't jump on top of it very well if there's a... Okay, so... what can I do with this block? Can I jump on here? Okay, that was not a sprint jump at all. Let's try that again. Sprint jump! That was less successful than I originally anticipated it would be. Gosh dang darn it. I want to go outside. Why won't you let me go outside, game? So, can I hop over this wall? It looks all crumbly. Is that a sign? That looks like a coffin in there. I think if I fell in there, I wouldn't be able to get back out. There's got to be a trick here. Let's see. I have the box now, so let's check earlier parts of this level. That look maybe short enough to jump out of. No? There's got to be a way to get to the Minecraft sword. Okay, so... gotta get my diamond sword my diamond sword. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry for that. Haha. I am running out of ideas. Everything looks pretty self-contained. So where's my escape opportunity? This feels obvious. This feels like I've got to be able to hop on him and get out. But I can't physically jump on top of him. I don't think I can get on top of a jammer, can I? Not really. Also, if I'm not careful, he will fucking murder my face off, which is not ideal in its own right. So... huh. Maybe if I take this connector out. I wonder if I can hop on top of the... no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what to do here. I don't see... there's no ledge nearby. Like, no slightly raised position for me to be able to proceed with. Huh. First of all, we could always minimize the number of connections... oh! The number of connections happening here. We only need these two now. Anything else can be used for anything else around here. Because that's all we need to keep that door open. And even that might not even have any inherent purpose. So now, an obvious goal should be... let's take a look around the environment for blue receivers. If there's any weird receivers around here, then I could proceed that way. And also, if there's any weird... even red receivers, I could potentially be part of a chain here. What's out here? Not much of anything. Hopefully that bouncing doesn't make people seasick at all. Is there nothing in here to help me? There's just a star. And down there there's a diamond sword. Was it a sword or pickaxe? I don't remember. Yeah, it's a sword. Okay. But there's no way to get there right now. I need a... Oh, what the fuck?